Back in the 1500s, when soccer was more like a village brawl than a sport, players didn't have fancy footwear. They wore heavy leather work boots, which were about as agile as a cow in a china shop. By the 1800s, someone had the bright idea to hammer metal studs or nails into the soles for better grip. Enter the first cleats. These early prototypes were less about performance and more about not eating dirt every 5 minutes. Imagine trying to dribble while wearing what felt like medieval torture devices. Fun fact, King Henry the Tenth reportedly owned a pair of football boots in 1526, though we bet he wasn't pulling off any Messi-like moves. Ever tried running in boots that weigh more than your dog? Share your worst footwear fail in the comments. The 19th century, leather, laces, and lots of pain. By the late 1800s, soccer was getting organized, and so were cleats. The Industrial Revolution brought mass-produced leather boots with fixed metal studs, often made of steel or iron. These were sturdy but brutal. Think less athletic gear and more weaponized footwear. Players like those in the English Football Association, formed in 1863, rocked these clunkers, which offered grip but zero comfort. Blisters? Guaranteed. Broken toes? Occupational hazard. The studs were often non-removable, so if the pitch was hard, you were stuck clomping around like a horse on cobblestones. Fun fact, early rules required referees to check players' boots to ensure the studs weren't sharp enough to maim opponents. Talk about a pre-game safety inspection. The early 20th century, a step toward specialization. By the 1920s, cleats started to look like actual sports gear. Brands like Gola and Valsport emerged, crafting lighter leather boots with replaceable studs. Genius! Players could swap studs based on field conditions, a game changer for muddy British pitches versus dry European ones. These boots were still heavy, around 500 grams per boot compared to today's 200 grams. But they had better ankle support and laces for a snug fit. The downside? Leather absorbed water like a sponge, so by halftime, players were lugging around what felt like soggy bricks. Imagine playing a full match with waterlogged boots. What's the heaviest gear you've ever worn for a sport? Drop it below. Post-World War II boom. Adidas and Puma enter the chat. The 1950s were a turning point thanks to two German brothers, Adolf and Rudolf Dassler. Adolf, aka Addy, founded Adidas while Rudolf started Puma, and their sibling rivalry sparked a cleat revolution. Adidas debuted the screw-in stud system in 1954, letting players customize traction with surgical precision. Their lightweight leather boots helped West Germany win the 1954 World Cup, cementing Adidas's rep. Puma wasn't far behind, with stars like Pele rocking their boots in the 1960s. These brands introduced synthetic materials and colorful designs, making cleats not just functional, but fashionable. Suddenly, players weren't just athletes, they were style icons. Humor alert. Legend has it the Dassler brothers' feud was so intense they'd rather lose a game than wear each other's boots. Sibling drama? More like soul drama. The 1980s and 1990s, the rise of flash and flare. By the 1980s, cleats were getting lighter and bolder. Synthetic leathers and early plastics cut weight, while brands like Nike, entering the soccer scene with the Air Tiempo in 1994, pushed boundaries with vibrant colors and wild designs. Remember the Nike Mercurial, launched in 1998 for Ronaldo? At just 200 grams, it was like wearing a feather with studs. The 1990s also saw molded blades replace traditional studs for better traction on firm ground, though purists grumbled about losing the classic feel. Players like Zinedine Zidane and David Beckham made cleats a cultural phenomenon, with fans clamoring for the same boots their heroes wore. Which 90s soccer star's boots did you dream of owning? Beckham's Predators or Ronaldo's Mercurials? Let's hear it. The 2000s, tech takes over. The new millennium turned cleats into mini computers. Adidas's Predator line introduced rubberized power zones for better ball control. Cue every kid practicing free kicks to bend it like Beckham. Materials like kangaroo leather, K-leather, became the gold standard for feel, though synthetics like Nike's Flyknit started stealing the show for their lightweight, sock-like fit. By the 2010s, brands were obsessed with shaving grams. The Adidas F50 Adizero 2010 hit a mind-blowing 165 grams. Cleats also got smarter with embedded chips, like Adidas's MyCoach, tracking speed, distance, and even sprint stats. Suddenly, your boots were snitching on your work rate. Humor alert. Imagine your cleats DMing your coach. Yeah, Dave only ran 5K today. Slacker. Big brother. Meet Big Boot. The 2020s, high-tech, eco-chic, and personalized. Fast forward to 2025. And cleats are straight out of a sci-fi flick. Carbon fiber plates, like in Nike's Vaporfly, boost speed, while 3D printed midsoles, Adidas's 4DFWD, offer custom cushioning. Sustainability is huge. Puma's Refiber line uses recycled materials, and Adidas's Parley boots are made from ocean plastic. Smart tech is everywhere. Sensors in Nike's Phantom GX track performance metrics via apps, helping players analyze their game. Customization is king too. Brands like Under Armour let you 3D print cleats tailored to your foot's exact shape. And let's not forget aesthetics. Neon fades, metallic finishes, and even LED-studded soles. Yes, really. Make today's cleats runway ready. Fun fact, in 2024, Lionel Messi's custom Adidas X Crazy Fast boots with gold accents for his 8th Ballon d'Or sold out in minutes. Talk about kicking it in style. The science of grip. Studs, blades, and hybrid studs have come a long way since Henry VIII's nail and soles days. Today's cleats offer modular stud systems for every surface. Conical studs for grass, blades for firm ground, and turf studs for artificial pitches. BYD's 2025 research, just kidding, we're talking boots, not EVs. Actually, Nike's research shows hybrid stud patterns optimize traction while reducing injury risk. Materials like TPU, thermoplastic polyurethane, make studs durable yet flexible, and some brands experiment with self-cleaning studs to shed mud. It's like cleats got a PhD in physics. Ever slipped on a muddy field? What's your go-to trick for staying upright? Share your wisdom. The future. What's next for cleats? Looking ahead, cleats are only getting wilder. Expect AI-driven designs that adapt to your playing style in real time, like boots that stiffen for sprints or soften for dribbling. Nanotechnology could make cleats self-repairing, while biodegradable materials might dominate as eco-pressure grows. And don't be surprised if augmented reality, AR, kicks in. Imagine boots with AR displays showing you optimal passing angles mid-game. The only limit? Your wallet, because these high-tech kicks don't come cheap. Humor alert. Picture this. Your cleats whispering, "Pass left, dummy," during a match. Future tech or future annoyance? Why cleats matter. From nailed boots to AI-powered marvels, cleats have evolved from humble beginnings to game-changing gear. They're not just about grip, they're about confidence, style, and pushing human performance to the limit. Whether you're a weekend warrior or dreaming of World Cup glory, your cleats are your trusty sidekicks, carrying you through every slide, tackle, and sprint. So lace up, hit the pitch, and make your mark. Just don't trip over your own ego. Final, what's your favorite cleat brand or model, past or present? Drop it in the comments, and let's spark a debate. Love geeking out over sports gear? Subscribe to our channel for the latest on tech, trends, and tales from the world of athletics.